Huh. Well, that's not what I expected. It's the middle of winter here in New Brunswick. And what that means is I spend a little bit more time inside. That doesn't mean that I don't go out and ride, but I do spend some time in the warm shop going over ideas and thinking about projects that I would like to accomplish for the next riding season. So, I've had my All City Space Horse for a couple years now. It's seen many configurations with flat bars, alt bars, and now drop bars. By this point, I kind of figured it had reached its final form, but a question always remained in my mind. How would this bike perform with 700C wheels? So it came stock with 650B by 47s, which are zippy and fun, and I really enjoy them. But sometimes I have trouble keeping up with my friends, if you know what I mean. So I know I can fit 700C by 45s in there. But before I go out and spend a bunch of money, I'd like to see if I could do it with what I already have in the shop. Let's do that. I knew I had these Tektro discs from when I swapped from hydraulic to mechanical disc brakes. The problem I had was that I needed to convert a 6-bolt rotor to a center lock disc. I knew I could accomplish this using disc adapters. I had never tried these before, but I was certain that they would help solve my problem. I was fairly certain that the Tektro discs would work with the TRP calipers because TRP is the race line of Tektro products. But in my mind, there was only one way to find out. Put it together, test it out. So that's what we'll do. The parts went together super fast, and I was actually really surprised how easy it was. Let's see if we can find some tubes. That'll do. Maybe? Nope. 700 by 40. 700 by 43. Nice. Oh, this one's definitely right. Yes. Looks like the shop supervisor's here. Makes me a little nervous when he's inspecting my work. Approved. Huh. Well, that's not what I expected. So that didn't go according to plan. With the chunky All-City lugged fork, clearance was definitely an issue. This part's not really going to work, so I'm going to have to see if I can find an alternative.
These are generic low-profile adapters. They're not special, they were just what I could find on short notice. They use a regular cassette tool, which makes things convenient. Typical to every experiment, we seem to have run into another hurdle. The axle is just a little too thick for the lock ring. Since I don't have clearance issues in the back, I'm just going to use the original adapter. Let's try this again.
Of course. There.
Clearance in the front, clearance in the back. You'll probably notice that the bike looks a little different here. I do like the look of the gray tires more, but for this, I was more interested in capability than appearance. And I've always liked the Gravel King tread pattern. Lots of clearance with these 43s. 45s will easily fit in the back. And definitely the front as well. These 700C wheels feel fast. I can't test them extensively today because I really only have one strip of dry asphalt. I don't really feel any difference in braking performance, so that's good. And overall, this has been a success. I'd really prefer that I had two matching adapters, but I'm really just excited to have two different wheel sets.
Adapters bridge the gap between new and old technology. And with changing industry standards, that's our reality. But that's okay. You don't always have to buy new. Sometimes you just have to experiment. And what that'll do, it'll give your bike a new life, a new feel, and maybe make it more fun. And that'll help us get out there. And I think that's the point.